I was going to point on one other thing about the attacks that, also MSPs can maybe start thinking about in talking with their
Okay.
clients about is about vulnerability management, which can be kind of a touchy subject for MSPs and the organizations that they serve. Because you have maybe some of those organizations that take the attitude, hey, we'll patch when we get around to it because, who's going to target us? I would say the problem with that attitude, of course, is the attackers aren't specifically looking for like Aunt Sally's cookie shop, but they're scanning the internet, and if Aunt Sally has those vulnerable servers, they're going to show up on the scan, and guess what? Now she's a target. Some organizations also take the viewpoint of that they'll only prioritize patching externally facing servers, so things that are publicly addressable on the internet and stuff like that. And then they leave a massive amount of technical debt within the organization and internally. And looking at the recent Las Vegas attacks, you can kind of go out on a limb to point out that patching and vulnerability management strategy of only patching what's externally facing doesn't really work, because once an attacker has successfully pulled off one of these social engineering attacks, they're no longer external to the organization, they're inside. And if you have any existing vulnerabilities, let's say maybe to VMware servers, then those vulnerable machines are very easy to access, exploit the vulnerabilities and attack them and potentially shut them down, delete data, steal data, etc. So vulnerability management is definitely a solution that I think all MSPs should be looking at offering their clients, but then also somewhat providing regular reports on the progress or lack of progress of the clients on what the MSP is recommending. Because I think the last thing an MSP or MSSP wants to do is, let's say something happens at the client and they do have a successful cyber attack and those vulnerable machines are attacked, they shouldn't be blamed because the client refused to listen to their recommendations. And I think those status reports will actually be a good way for the MSPs to have coverage and somewhat have the ability to go, hey, told you so.